Welcome all to the round three of the RaceFace.Pro EG Evolved ACC Championship. Tonight we are at the Hungaroring. Once again, it's me, Jacques Ivan Combs, with Marco Button here with me again. How's it tonight, Marco?
Hey Jock, good and you. Looking forward to some nice racing tonight here at Hungaroring. Round 3 of our season 24 EG Evolved RaceFace.Pro GT3 Championship on ACC. I think the standings are beginning to take shape with the 2 rounds out of 8 completed, and we'll be tracking progress on the point standings as well during the race.
No, definitely. I think it's been a good first 2 races for these guys, coming from the rain, coming into a dry session, and now they're into a very technical, twisty track. So I think it's going to be a fun one for them. But we all know the hungry can be quite hungry on the cars as well. So the track limits can be difficult here. The tire wear can be difficult here, and as well, just the dirty air following a car too closely. Because the cars are running high downforce setups, it makes it a little bit more harder to follow the cars closer. So tonight we're just going to have a look here quickly at our guys going out on qualifying. We had a few requests from some of our guys to have some onboard views there, so that the guys can have a view of the steering wheel and the actions the guys need to make through the corners. I know, like I said, hungry with the high downforce, quick speed corners, everything. It's a quite fun track around here.
Jock, I've double checked the sound, it's 100%.
Okay.
Thank you for all the fans checking in again. Mr. Fish and Chips from the UK, coming to check what Mr. Randall does tonight. I think he did some good progress, going from his first race he finished in P13 and the second one at P8 in his class. So we'll be looking if he can improve on that trajectory. It's looking good.
Yeah, anyway, I think from last week there were a few guys that had a bit of bad luck going through the race, as we have Martin van Wyk having a spin on his quali lap there. Definitely needs to get it sorted, jumps back to the pits now. But yeah, I think from last week there's a few guys that had a bit of bad luck, Marco, that's going to try to come back strong this week.
Definitely. At least there's 8 races here. It's about stamina for the whole season. It's not just about 1 or 2 races. There's some good, consistent performances, especially in the silver class. The gold class so far has been win 1, lose 1 situation. So we'll definitely be liking to see some stability and consistent results coming through for the drivers aiming to top the championship tables at the end of the season.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be an interesting one, as this track is not one of the easiest tracks to overtake. So I think the top qualifiers need to get their best times in, otherwise they're going to have a tough race.
If there's one track where your quali position is very important, and then secondary to that would be your pit stop strategy, to see if you can overcut or undercut some guys for position. And it's a short track, lots of corners, lots of slow corners. So it's going to be a way different picture than what we had at Silverstone and Suzuka last week.
Yeah, and like I mentioned earlier, Marco, we're going to have some troubles here with track limits as well. The guys accumulating those track limits get too much, and you're going to get a drive through. I mean, we've got the outside on turn 4. That's going to be a difficult one, as it's a medium to high speed corner. But I think the one that's going to be the toughest for the guys are turn 5 and 6. Coming through that fast left-hander, the car automatically wants to pull out to that outside curb. So I think the track limits is something we need to keep an eye on tonight, as well, as I think we're going to have a few drivers having to serve a drive-through.
I think there's definitely going to be that at play tonight. I think additional to that turn 4 and 6 is definitely that chicane at the back end of the circuit at turn 8 and 9. Guys always trying to cut those cones as tightly as possible. So definitely track limits, but penalties, drive-throughs, stop and goes is going to play a role tonight.
Yeah, I think that's why they installed some sausage curbs on tracks almost similar with those types of chicanes. If the guys try to cut the chicanes too much, they actually get sent back to Narnia.
Yeah. Good. We also have our usual partner here on the comments, Mr. Ulrich Koene. Is he on track already?
He is out on track, the Mr. Multitasker, doing a lap that's good for P2 while he's chatting with us there.
Yes, he says it's gonna be a tough race, that's for sure. We agree with you there, Ulrich. And then we've got Jay van der Walt's fan here, David Breitenbach back on the chat as well. And then Mr. Fish and Chips saying, very fun last weekend, hoping for some more this race. It's a good track for it. Yes, so let's see what Randall gets done for the quali to see where he positions himself, as well as Mr. van der Walt currently running in, who is Mr. van der Walt? He's in P14 at the moment overall, about P11 in his class. I see we've got 34 drivers here tonight. We've got one race ban on Jay Kluter. Unfortunate for Mr. Kluter. We'll hopefully see him back next week. And then Mr. Gerard de Bruin being absent. Maybe some technical difficulties in that Ferrari.
I think they still don't have that Ferrari fixed up there, Marco. Like I heard, it was some big problems that they had there, but hopefully they can get it sorted soon.
Yeah.
But too bad there for our driver with the race ban. But yeah, unfortunately, so we need to keep it clean and do the fair racing. But yeah, it gets quite hard if you're a racing driver and you get out in battles. Sometimes you just see a move that nobody else sees, and then you just take it.
Yeah, that's something that for the listeners would be good to know, that we do apply very strict and structured race COC and stewarding in respect to events post-race, and penalties is adjudicated on an unbiased manner to help the guys realize what is allowable and what is not. Incidents is something that's always going to happen when there's 30 plus cars on track. Even the pros, when there's only 20 Formula 1 cars on track, even the best racers in the world do get incidents. It's about learning from those incidents and perfecting your racing craft. It's something that develops over time.
Yeah, definitely. I think with having a structure like that, does promote a little bit of clean driving, but also gives a nice structure for the guys to work from, and also for everybody to come back each season after season because of the fairness and the awareness that we run here at RaceFace.
Nothing worse than a public lobby with some race bombers that just crashes your race, and you spend time to practice and perfect your skill on the track for the week. So we need to keep it clean. We need competitive and clean, fair driving. That's what's going to bring the best drivers out at the end of the championship.
No, definitely, and just to keep it clean and not accumulating those penalty points is also going to help you in the championship a lot. But yeah, like I said, Marco, we're all racing drivers out here, and sometimes people see gaps that we don't see. So it's hard to sometimes speak for them as well. But I think we'll see some interesting overtakes tonight.
No, for sure. There should be plenty opportunity. It is a narrower track than Suzuka, but there is still your hard braking zones after the long main straight into turn one, sharp right, where if you get your slip, get good traction out of the last corner, get your speed in the slip on the main straight, so you can dive in for the opportunity if it presents itself at turn one.
Yeah, and during the past week from Suzuka to here, we had some interviews with some of the drivers and everything to get some feedback on what is their plan for this race coming in. Like one of our drivers, Martin van Wyk, actually spoke to us, and he called that the GTR is very slow around here, so he's going to have some unique strategies that he's going to need to be pulling off here. I know there is going to be a few cars that are going to exceed, especially the mid-engine cars here. the Ferrari and the BMW front engine, they're going to be quite quick. But yeah, if Sean and Martin, the guys running the Mustangs and the only Datsun, they definitely going to need to try to pull something out.
Definitely. I'm just going to do a quick sound check. Ulrich is saying sound, Jen, sound. Let me go double check that. I'll be back now.
Apologies, gents. Just having some difficulties here on the sound. We're just sorting it out quickly.
Jock.
Yes.
Seems it's when you're on board, the engine sound is quite loud. It overrides the
Okay.
voice. So maybe we just limit chatter when we go on board.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. But on
think that's the issue.
TV view and all that going quite good.
Yeah, it sounds good on the stream on my side.
Okay, 100%.
And we've got Alchemy rooting for the racing snails. Go Francois Heinz.
Okay, so we've been chatting around qualifying over there, Marco. Mr. Dan Edwards taking pole position again with Ulrich Koene in second and Ulrich de Jager in third. We've got Michael Berg in fourth, Jacobus van der Walt in fifth, Vic over sixth, Donnie Steenkamp in seventh, Caden Scott in eighth, Martin van Wyk only running down in P9, Jonathan Chislett in P10, P11 we've got Leon Swan, P12 we've got Jock Creel, 13th William Wentworth, 14th we've got Tyler Scott, 15th we've got Neil Strubel, 16th Robert Stolz, 17th Jermaine, Marco, help me out here again please man.
Velaitham.
Apologies there, Velaitham. 18th we've got Rick Thomas, 19th Sean Rudolph. The SPI guys a little bit low today. But yeah, to P20 we've got Dieter van der Heuvel, P21 Kevin Packery, 22 we've got Francois Botha, 23 Donovan, also running a little bit lower than last week. 24th we've got Alwyn Prim, 25th Volley Negrini, 26 Francois Heinz, 27 Michael Hasenbroek, 28 Rian Potgieter, 29th Roland Stein, 30th Lucas Joubert, and last on the grid is Renzo Scott.
Good. Mr. Randall not putting in a good quali lap today. Sean also not performing to his best. We've got Mr. Vic Herbst showing the pro guys he's there to compete with them as well in P6, running the front of the pack on the silver class, and gold class running in front. Mr. Edwards from last week. Last week he was clear ahead of the field, had a very comfortable race. I think he's got the same game plan for tonight, Jock.
No, and we'll see if Mr. Edward runs away with it again. His quality time was a little bit quicker than the two Ulrichs behind him, but we'll see if he can run away on Hungary tonight. But we'll see. Anything can happen around this circuit.
That's for sure.
Especially the first hairpin can take some body parts.
Let's hope for a good clean first lap. It's going to be tight.
And also, I think the guys are going to struggle a bit tonight on the formation lap, as it's a little bit shorter. Not going to have that much time to heat up those tires for that first lap.
Definitely.
So as we wait for the countdown, just having a quick look here down the grid. Just waiting to get all the camera angles activated again, all the camera people on their places, and then we're off to action.
So Ulrich, have a good race. Is the sound fine now? Just give a comment if there's any sound issues. We are rookies when it comes to the streaming, but we are trying our best to improve week on week.
20 seconds.
I think until before I started the stream, I was running on Windows 98, Marco.
You had your Microsoft Paint and Minesweeper.
Yeah, that's all I knew.
What was that old music box? Winamp.
Yes, Winamp, if I'm correct.
Ulrich, also Ulrich Kona in P2, he stayed in that position. So looking promising. It's a promising race from him. And Ulrich and Michael Berger, first race, round 1 winner at Silverstone in P4. Back from his, back to get his winning ways back on track.
Yeah, definitely a little bit higher up this week. The Bentley might be strong around here. We'll see how he can proceed through the grid. But with the two Ulrichs and Edward in front, it's going to be a hard one to fight for P1 tonight. And then we also have Jacobus van der Walt down in P5. What a great qualifying from him.
Yes, that they put a good lap in quite late. So Koopster is definitely in the running, running in the top 5 from the start.
Definitely snuck in on the latest moment he could.
Looking dashy there in that Rapid Recon Racing Mustang with his army issue colors.
Definitely one of the prettiest Mustangs around track. And then also we just want to showcase a little bit here of Negrini's livery as well. We had some issues helping him out quickly to get his livery on the Ferrari. So definitely want to showcase his livery for tonight for Negrini Racing there. Negrini Motorsport.
Down in P23. Was looking a while to see him. I had to jump over to check. Driving the Ferrari. He's got the Ferrari colors on that car. Italian green, white and red.
Definitely. And with a little bit of his own touch in between there.
Let's also give a shout out to our sponsors, Virtual Motorheads, Simulator Cave, EG Evolved, Team SBR. That's, these competitions are not possible without the sponsors. And then of course Rhino Utility keeping the lights on and the yellow Bosveld.
And also protecting you from all lightning.
Yes.
Keeping your precious crossing roofs and all that
It's
safe.
lightning season. So
Definitely.
Something to get in place.
So as they come through the second final corner, they are starting to build up for that start, Marco. I think it's going to be a rush down to turn 1. Ulrich Quinn is definitely going to try to get that run on this Dan Edwards there. But now we're going to wait for the flagman to go green. Last week,
what the Mustang
we could have had a cup of coffee before he went green.
Long time, yeah.
And it's green. Ulrich Quinn having a great start there. He's going to try to pull away there from Dan Edwards. He's on the outside, some contact there between Ulrich de Jager and Dan Edwards, but Edwards running a little bit wide, Ulrich de Jager getting the inside line there on corner.
Some 4 wide through turn 1, and the guys kept it clean.
What a clean start we're having here so far.
Looking very good.
Just a few contacts.
The whole first lap is going to be tightly packed. Ooh, we've got 2 cars off.
The two Ulrichs still side by side. Now we've got, sure, what a battle out there in front, Marker. Guys keeping it clean, but while the two Ulrichs are fighting it out, Edwards is just pulling the gap already on 1 second after a few corners there.
Yes.
Jacobus had a great start up into P4, yeah, gained a position from the start. Donnie Steenkamp has the likes of Martin van Wyk at the back of him, with that also had a great start coming from P9 there.
biggest loser at the moment is Leon Swan. Started P11, running down in P26 at the moment, lost 15 spots. He'll be putting his head down, trying to recover. He's got some damage on the car. So he'll duck in for repairs as soon as possible.
Michael Berg also losing a couple of positions. They're down into P7 from the start there.
I think that Bentley with Volkswagen parts is taking a little longer to warm up.
I think as soon as he's warmed up, oh, we've got slight contact there between Ulrich and Ulrich. But they're still battling it out, going down to turn 3 now. Turn 2, trying to go still side by side. And Ulrich has the inside line there and gets the position and gets the pass done and dusted.
I think Ulrich just felt he needs to get out of that situation that's prone to contact. I don't want to destroy their races so early in the race. We've got 80 minutes to do, yeah.
Yeah, and definitely while they were fighting it out, we've got Edwards 2.8 ahead of those two. So a lot of time lost there to the leader, giving Edwards a smile on his face because his nose, he just scored about almost 3 seconds there.
It's going to be very interesting, the short track, and how Edwards is going to fight through the back markers, probably from the 10th lap or so. It's already catching up to Jonathan Chislett, that's in the pits already for his first stop.
Oh, to go in on make an early pit stop is not always the baddest thing. Get one of your stops done and dusted. Get yourself out of traffic in some clean air. And maybe you can set some good times and actually undercut some of these guys.
Jonathan's got some good clean air all the way to Jacques Rudolph, that also went in for a pit stop. So we got quite a couple of guys deciding to take the early pit stop just to get out of that traffic and that congestion. See if they can put in some consistent laps at pace.
Unfortunately, Mr. Velaytham already has a drive-through penalty. Unfortunate for him. I wonder what happened.
That's going to be very detrimental to his race. Start off with the drive-through so early.
We've got Negrini also in the pits, sorting his first pit stop already. Some interesting strategies we're seeing from the guys here tonight.
I see Velaytham was in the pit twice already, so he must have gotten a drive-through speeding in the pit lane.
Too bad luck there. Unfortunate, the pit limit there is very important. Just 1 or 2 kilometers over the required speed, and you unfortunately get your drive-through penalty there.
Zero tolerance. Jacques Rudolph has caught up to the back of Velaytham, so his early pit stop has now put him right on the back of traffic as well. That didn't work out exactly how he planned it, I would assume. A couple of stop-go penalties as well coming through for Hasenbroek and Velaytham. So Velaytham serviced his drive-through penalty and came out on the other side with a 30-second stop-go penalty.
No, like we spoke earlier as well, Marco, there's definitely going to be some penalties on this track tonight. You've got a very difficult pit entry and a pit exit there, and with the track limits being so strict around here, it's going to definitely accumulate those mornings until you finally the stewards and the marshals have had enough and they give you that drive-through penalty.
Yeah, it's definitely a tip to the guys to keep the head down. Even if he had his penalty, the guys ahead might also pick up their penalties later. So never give up. There's still 75 minutes of racing to go. So keep your head down, don't quit, don't feel all is lost, because everyone is subjected to the same rules.
And it just takes a little bit of pressure from the car behind, and then you can make a mistake, and those mistakes can cost you dearly, especially with those track limits. And it's not like this track has a lot of runoff area. The walls are quite close as well.
Yes, and we've got a comment from Sean Berg. one of our silver drivers that's absent tonight. I think medical reasons. So thank you for joining the stream and shouting out to the Racing Snails, Sean. We appreciate that. Patricia is asking if Jay is racing in this. Jay who? If you could just elaborate name and surname, we can check on the roster here.
We just have one of the Racing Snail calls here, Michael Berg. On screen now, with some close battles behind him on Tyler Scott, and he's also chasing down Vic Herbst in front. Donny Steenkamp has pulled a little bit of a gap, trying to put some pressure on Martin van Wyk, but Martin came around him, and he's chasing down Jacobus van der Walt now.
Michael Berg coming in with a very good quali, fourth position on the pit, up on the quali on the grid, and now that big bulky Bentley is just seeming to be a little bit lazy to get going. Okay, Jay is Jason Randall. So we've got another Jason Randall fan here, Patricia.
Mr. Jason Randall, currently down into P25, running in P25 at the moment. Also had a very good race last week. Just kept on gaining those positions, intercepting all the positions. As soon as the driver ahead of him made a mistake, made some great overtakes himself. So I think he's just keeping it a little bit cool here on the first little stints, but he's gonna definitely pick up the pace in a short little while to go and catch the guys ahead.
Yeah, he's already up 4 positions from where he started, running overall P25, but in his class is P1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's P10 at the moment. So that would be 2 positions worse off than what he finished last week. So let's see what he can get done during the rest of this race. I see Scott coming off track, losing a position to Randall. So Randall took that gap as soon as he saw guys off track. Another traffic car facing the wrong way.
Some great moves there from Renzo Scott to avoid that car standing on the side of the road there.
Good reactions. That's Racing Snail's rookie, Mr. Rian Potgieter. Just lost his bearings there. He'll also be having to put down his head now, catch up.
I like the big rookie stickers on the car, Marco. Definitely no rookie out there tonight.
Hasn't earned his stripes yet. So I'm sure the senior guys in the team are reviewing his performances every week, and at some point he'll earn his colors.
Mr. Edward currently running away with the lead here again. Marco 7.7 seconds ahead of Ulrich de Jager. Ulrich de Jager another 2.2 ahead of Ulrich Kroner there.
And then Mr. van der Walt running in P4, Koopster.
Yeah.
So I hope his fans are watching the screen tightly, because he's putting in a mega race here. Definitely finding his rhythm, following his teammate Ulrich.
But we've got that Godzilla munching away here behind them. Definitely going to try and gain in there. I mean, I think...
There's big contact, Michael Berg and Scott. I think they had an incident last week as well.
Caden Scott came out a little bit better than Michael Berg. Michael Berg only coming back into track now. But he has Francois Haynes now behind him. The other Racing Snails car.
I think it was just a light rub, the wrong point. Don't see severe damage on the vehicle. It's fortunate for Michael, trying to get back to his winning ways.
Definitely having a few tough races this season. We actually hope the season turns out a little bit better going ahead. But yeah, there's still more than an hour's racing left. Anything is possible. I mean, we've seen drivers actually lose it, go all the way down into P18 and come back for the podium.
No, they would have learned on the weekend from Max Verstappen, gaining 16 positions, 17 positions from starting in the pit lane.
Exactly. So that's why I think this race is going to be a very good thing for the guys to try focus on their pit stops as well. For everybody to know out there, the guys have 2 mandatory pit stops. There's no compulsory or mandatory tire changes, but they do need to do 2 pit stops with fuel. So that's all dependent on they choose how much fuel they. Martin, so apologies, Martin almost went for a move there on the outside. It's all up to them if they want to decide how much fuel they want to run on each run, and if they want to change tires. But you can spare a little bit of time in the pits for not changing the tires, but you need to be sure you can lose a lot of time on track if those tires are actually gone.
Yeah, Mr. Jarkreel was running quite consistently and just hit the wall. Unfortunate for him, he's falling back quite significantly, down to P19, 18 now, with Michael Berg caught up to the back of him.
Just running some rear wing views here, Marco, of that Godzilla hunting down Jacobus van der Walt here. Martin definitely. Oh, we've got big contact.
From the rear.
Big contact there. Donnie's Steenkamp just into the back there of Martin. What a bad luck there. Unfortunate.
He's got 15 seconds back. Seems like Donnie.
Steenkamp waiting there for Martin, giving back the position.
Good sportsmanship. He took the corner a bit tighter than Martin, and unfortunately cut back in on him as they hit the apex of the corner. It's unfortunate for Martin. He would be unhappy at this juncture.
No, definitely unhappy for Martin, but Jacobus van der Walt under pressure there can actually breathe a little bit now. So that was unfortunate for Martin, but that was now a gain for Jacobus there.
One guy's loss is another driver's gain.
We've got a battle down here in P12 as well. Leon Swan chasing down Mr. Struble. Definitely having a little bit more speed through the tighter corners at the moment, but Struble definitely defending it all very nicely here.
Both in their Ferraris, Leon having that damage from the earlier incident. He'll want to gain his position back because he's already down one position from where he started at the moment. So he's been coming back quite well.
Now we've got Martin van Wyk just behind them in P13. Lost out a lot of positions there and a lot of time there. Going into the pits, definitely got some damage on the rear of that Godzilla of his. Hopefully he can get that sorted and get one of his pit stops done there.
It's on space.com for Martin.
Yeah, we've got Swan going for a move on Struble. Gets it done before the corner. What a great overtake there from him. Struble did not try to defend too much. I think he doesn't want to work too much out on those tires at the moment.
Some more contact at the back at the second last corner with Erwin and R. Scott, Ruan, Renzo Scott. Seems the second last and last corner and first corner are quite prone to contact.
They're very big high braking zones. I mean, miss your braking zone by 5 meters, Marco, and you're going to go 5 meters further into the corner. So definitely missing it a little bit can cause big problems ahead.
So far the biggest gainer on track is Donnie Bosch in his BMW, coming up from P32 on the grid up to 16th at the moment. That's someone to look out for, driver of the day. Then we've got Packery up 14 positions. We've got John Liebenberg in his single Lambo out on track, up 12 positions from P35. Lots of incidents ahead of these guys that by default gave them those positions. Guys that already went in the pit. Martin currently running 18 positions down and Jonathan Chislett 19 positions down.
Interesting first part of this race we had with a lot of interesting drive-throughs, penalties, a bit of accidents that we had. Definitely shook up this field a lot.
I see Dieter van der Heuvel also doing a good first stint here. 11 spots up into P8. There's Griffin Racing Ferrari.
Well, he's got the Panda City, Rick Thomas just behind him trying to catch him and getting far distance to get to the battles there. Turn 6, definitely one of the most interesting corners of all racetracks. I mean, you've got this uphill with a very, very fast left-hander there. Definitely one of the most difficult corners of all. Maybe all of the tracks can be in the top 10, I think.
Definitely not an easy track with the elevation changes into the corners. Got a couple of blind corners here as well over the crest.
Yeah, and I mean that middle sector as well, Marco. You've got these quick sweeping left to right corners, and you need to keep the car stable through there. I mean, the quickest too. If you swing it in too quick, you're going to lose the rear. If you don't swing it in quick enough, you've got a lot of understeer. So
Yes.
just the precision these guys need to use to get it through those corners is something amazing.
The runoff there at turn 10 and 11 is also very, very narrow. So if you're off the tarmac, you catch some grass, the next is a barrier. Not a lot of space to deplete your speed before you make contact.
No, definitely, and we all know slicks don't like grass. Not at all. As soon as you touch it, you can
Especially at
be.
these speeds. Especially at these speeds.
It will be like going onto an ice ring there.
It's definitely weather being nice and cool here today. So tire life should be good. Engine performance should be above average. So the lap times coming through is a very good pace at the moment.
I think the weather definitely playing a role in these turbo cars. With those big turbos sucking in all that fresh air, definitely giving them some extra speed and boost there. As we see Martin van Wyk making a move here into P25, taking the position away there from Lucas Joubert.
I see fastest lap 1:43.4 from Dan Edwards. Second best lap signed 44.5s, which is more than a second of the pace. So Dan definitely running away with this one currently.
And then we've got Negrini took away the position there from Sean Rudolph as well. Sean having a little bit of a tough night tonight in that SPR Mustang. I think he's just not finding the grip around here. Yeah, with a little slide as we said it. So I think it's just a little bit tough for him out here, but let's hope he can find his rhythm and maybe fight back for a few more positions there. But now he's got Martin also closing in on him. Hopefully there's some team orders that actually say, look here, the Godzilla is a little bit quicker, Sean. Can you please let him by? And hopefully, we've got Negrini off into the wall there.
Oh.
Unfortunate there for him, just losing it by himself, coming over the curb, comes in, almost making a bit of an unsafe rejoin there.
Onto Botha. Botha had good reactions there to stay on the outside and not make contact with Mr. Steenkamp. I think a shout out is justified here to Jason Randall as well. He's currently fastest through the speed trap at 253 kilometers an hour. No other car hitting the 50s other than Sean Rudolph and Martin van Wyk.
No, that's very good. And look, he worked himself up into P19 there already. So what a good drive from him once again. Just gaining those positions. Keeping it clean, keeping it consistent, and gaining the positions.
Ahead of him is Mr. Packery, that's 16 positions up. So definitely some good consistent pace from the midfield at the moment.
Definitely a little bit of a gap between them. So let's see if Mr. Randall can close in there. Currently both of them having a bit of a lonely race. But that's never bad. You've got the clean air, you've got the space, and you can actually push a little bit harder than the guys that are following too close.
His clean air is worth a lot in an 8-minute race.
Now we've got Sean and Martin closing in here on Mr. Limmerberg in the Lambo. So we'll see how fast they can get around him. Sean looking like he got some extra pace there. I think it's because the other SPR car is gaining, and now he's trying to push that extra little bit harder.
See, Martin is just looking for that opportunity to pass. We've got traffic in the form of Mr. Liebenberg at the moment.
We've got Sean going to the inside. They're gaining the position there. I think Martin is going to try to get around as quick as possible. Already going a little bit to the outside. It's going to be tough to go through the last corner on the outside. And he decides, goes for the undercut there. The up and under. Sean pulling away now. The switchback move. Marco, I'm from iRacing, so we call it something else here.
US terminology versus Europe.
And exactly.
Up
So
and
we've
under.
got up and under there, but we've got Martin going for the inside to down to turn one, going late on the brakes, and he's got the position. That Lambo unfortunately couldn't get that defending move there done. So now Martin will chase down Sean Rudolph, his own teammate there. So let's see how good of a fight they'll put up for us.
Yeah, Mr. Dan Edwards has had the honeymoon of clean air. It's now taken away and is starting to catch up some back markers. See if the guys adhere to the blue flags. I'm sure they will, because his pace is rapid.
And then we've got Mr. Robert Stolz here as well, down in P11, trying to catch Leon Swan just ahead of him. Also, nice little battle between them. Also struggling with a little bit of lap cars around them, but on the straights, Mr. Leon is actually enjoying that because he has the slipstream, makes it a little bit harder for Robert to actually gain on him.
See the blue flags waving.
Michael Berg here down in P15, also gaining on his teammate there, Jock Creel. Also always interesting to see how hard these teammates can push each other. See if they're going to make the overtake hard or they're going to concede a position. But yeah, let's hope there's not a lot of team orders going around here tonight.
Only one team in the world running papaya rules. The rest are mostly free to race, trying to prove a point to his own teammate.
As John Liebenberg goes into the pits, he's going to get some fuel. Got some gaps forming around here, but definitely a few battles that's brewing on track. We've got Michael Berg closing in there on his teammate. Then we also have Martin van Wyk closing in on his teammate. So it looks like the battle of the teams tonight.
Lots of traffic happening here around Leon Swan. He's made the pass on Robert Stolz, and then T. Scott also losing concentration with all the traffic sliding around the final corner. Lost a lot of traction. We're going to see Mr. Stolz taking that benefit away.
I think with the track also being a shorter track, there, as the SPR guys had the papaya team orders there, unfortunately, that move just looked too easy for me, Marco. I was hoping for a good battle there, man.
I think Rudolph just realized he has to let that Godzilla go.
And Scott actually caught up to these guys while they were trying to pass the traffic, so he's also going to try to put some pressure on Tyler Scott. But the traffic is definitely making it a little bit difficult for these guys.
That setup on Tyler's Ferrari doesn't seem to love curbs at all, and there is
Tyler Scott unfortunately lost it there.
He's definitely very bouncy on the curbs, losing a lot of traction and grip. Maybe the setup just a bit too stiff for this track and the amount of curbs you have to ride over.
Yeah, and that's where the time lies. So you need to try to take those curbs, get them, eat them up, swallow them on the exits, so that you can get the most and every centimeter out of the track. But unfortunately,
I see Dan Edwards has given up on the traffic ahead of him and he's ducking to the pits to see if he can come out in some cleaner air.
I wouldn't say that's the worst call ever. I would also think about it. It could be a great strategy for him. Also try to get some quicker times coming out of the pits, maybe get an undercut on the guys ahead.
Seems like he's doing tires. It's quite a long stop. We've lost 12 positions in that pit stop. And he's got car 78 catching up to him into turn 1. Francois Haynes making the pass on the race leader.
So that puts Ulrich behind him, is Ulrich and Jacobus van der Walt currently in P3. William
Hoops are
Wentworth
doing very well tonight.
No, definitely, but William Wentworth sneaked his way all the way back into P4. Check this out, Marco. 9 positions gained. Oh, so apologies. No, how many positions?
9 positions.
9 positions gained. And he sneaked his way sneaked himself up into P4. So what a first stint there from him.
On Silverstone, he held the fastest lap for a couple of stints there. So definitely a driver with good pace. I see Mr. Schoenberg on his couch here tonight saying shout out to the guys doing the commentary. Thank you guys, doing an awesome job. Thank you, Sean. We are trying our level best and trying to keep the screen on the right action. There's so much going on the short track like this. 35 drivers on. So thank you for tuning in and supporting. Please share with the family and the other friends of the teammates.
And on your socials anywhere. We do appreciate you guys giving us some feedback here. And also go make sure that you guys subscribe. We only need about 10 more guys so that we can have 1,500 subscribers as well. So it will definitely be good for you guys to press that subscribe button there. I don't want it to sound like every YouTube video out there, Marco.
Like and subscribe, like and subscribe.
Yeah. So like and subscribe and we might send you a dop or a beer or something.
Yes. There should be a prize for the 1,500th subscriber.
I think
one of the bigger communities out here, RaceFace. Team has done an exceptional job to create a proper following, set up nice social media platforms and excellent hosting of servers and championship points tables, bringing in some proper prizes and trophies from the sponsors, giving the guys something to race for, and we're looking to do even better next year.
Yeah, every year is an improvement. I mean, it's a tough job, hard work that goes on behind the scenes, especially in running this league. As everybody should know, we run iRacing on Monday nights. No, apologies. On Tuesday nights we run iRacing. League racing on Wednesday nights we've got LMU. Thursday night we've got ACC. And then some weekends we run some endurance racing as well. So shout out to all the guys that do all the hard work behind the scenes there, getting all those league races running smoothly. You guys must also follow all these other races that we host over the week as well.
Yes. Also check out for some of the onboard streams of your favorite races. A lot of them stream while they race, and you could follow their YouTube feed as well. Like and subscribe to their channels as well.
Some of them might not be as PG as we are, Marco. I think the tensions build up a little bit bigger in the cars than in the comms box.
It's the same with the Formula One radio that comes on the live feed on Supersport TV. We do get some stars in the commentary at the bottom from the drivers.
We've got Martin going there for inside move, yeah. On Donny Bosch, what a great overtake there, Martin. Definitely ringing that Datsun a little bit to get those positions back he lost.
It seems like he sorted out the damage in his pit stop and he's now focused to put in a solid stint to see how much positions he can gain back. He's currently still 8 positions down from where he started the race. but a lot of drivers ahead of him that hasn't pitted yet. Top 12 drivers haven't touched the pits, and from there it's intermittently. There's Mr. Van der Walt ducking into the pits now. Mr. Koopster, car 777.
You see the two Racing Snail cars also swapped around with Jock Kriel behind Michael Berg there. I think Michael Berg showed a little bit more pace, and they also got the position taken there from Jacques. So he'll be chasing down the guys ahead, but Michael Berg still needs to do a pit stop, unfortunately. But Jacobus van der Walt is getting one of these sorted out so long.
Yeah, I think it's not a bad call for Jock Kriel to fall in behind Michael, the more senior driver in the team. See if he can stick close to him and stick to the pace, and they would have net gain positions as the other guys join the pits. Michael currently enjoying quite a bit of free air in front of him. Car number 26, that's Mr. Struble, right?
We've also got Donny Bosch jumping into the pits now.
Mr. Leviathan with that Mercedes.
But Mr. Struble is 125. 125.
It's on the console league that he used to have number 26. That Mercedes is also not keen on the curbs for Mr. Leviathan.
I think
Dan Edwards now passing on Randall.
I think we're gonna jump one as soon as we get closer to the pole, to the main straight now. Gonna jump for one lap onboard view here with Martin van Wyk. We can give the viewers a little bit of insight what it is that are going around the Hungaroring ring here. So just to give them an idea how the corners look, how the car actually moves around over the track, and as well as how the curves can upset the car a little bit. I'll give you a call as soon as I do that, Marco.
100%. See Mr. De Wet Breitenbach giving a shout out to Martin, saying very well done. I think it'd be good if you follow him a full lap from the last corner.
Yeah.
You guys can also hear the sounds that the driver hears in his headset while he's behind his wheel.
Let's go on
a very good pass there.
Onto cockpit view, yeah.
Oh, the back marker sliding in front of him.
Oh, another contact there just as soon as we try to jump on board with him. Unfortunate for him tonight. Let's hope it does not have too much damage on that GTR.
He was running out wide, the back marker on the inside. I believe that's Mr. Scott. Caden Scott. Which model was that? Caden's is more turquoise and green. That was pink and white.
And what a lap there from Martin van Wyk on his onboard there, Marco. Just to give the guys an idea out there how it looks with the driver's view, with the moving around.
The sound of those gear changes in that Godzilla, very nice. Turbo singing, You can definitely see that Martin is now dialed in and focused on his pace. Definitely put in a mega lap there. He beat Randall's record on the speed trap during that lap, doing 254 kilometers an hour.
I think he knew he's on TV by any chance, maybe. He had to show just that little extra.
I don't think he knew it, because then the pressure would have been too much to put in a lap like that.
Well, we've got Struble up into P6 already. Still needs to make a pit stop. But Mr. Dan Edwards definitely not gaining as quick as I thought he will. Definitely taking a little bit longer to gain all the way back. We'll see when Ulrich goes into the pits what is the gap between them.
He's catching a lot of traffic, having a bit of clear air now, and he caught up quite quickly to the back of car 73, which is Krill. So he'll be on Krill and Michael Berg's rear ends very soon.
Now we've also got Herbst on straight onto the back of Francorchamps, trying to go for a move here. AMD Gov versus the Racing Snails car. Definitely some close, clean battles tonight here. We also have Caden Scott, very close, was on a move on you. Lucas Hubert just missed it there. But also was very good battle there between them. Francorchamps is definitely going to try to defend this 9th position, try to stay here in the top 10. Herbst almost looking for a move there to the inside and sticking it to the inside.
Just missed his braking marker there and got some lock up on the wheels.
Definitely one of those fake moves of Lewis Hamilton there. Fake dive to the outside and then you steal the inside line.
It comes with experience, and if you are less experienced in front, you're gonna fall for that dummy.
So now Dan Edwards caught up to the back here of the Racing Snail cars. Jock Krill diving into the pits. Let's see how easy he can get past Michael Berg. So this is for position, so Michael Berg still needs to make a pit, but there is no rule that says you need to concede the position, you're on the same lap. So we've got Ulrich de Jager coming out of pit lane now. Dan Edwards already passed the first corner. So also lost a lot of time, but not too much there. And Ulrich definitely catching here some traffic in front of him.
That gap to Ulrich is just short of 12 seconds now. So Dan definitely fought his way through the field very successfully to keep that gap or even extend that gap during that stint through the traffic. Edwards being less than half a second behind Michael Berg now.
Focusing on that battle now. See how fast he can get around. And the longer he sits here, the quicker Ulrich de Jager is going to maybe try and close the gap to him.
See, there's a yellow flag down. Mr. Renzo Scott parked next to the road, all the way at the back, just before turn 1.
Now Quiver's also got his first stop sorted, but now he's all the way down into P9. But a lot of drivers ahead of him that still needs to go. Heinz, Michael Berg, Struble and Ulrich that need to make pit stops. So hopefully he can jump a few positions back. He just needs to keep his head down here and see how much time he can gain.
Edwards made a very easy, clean path on Michael Berg there. I think that pace in his Ferrari is just too much to defend against.
Struble also had enough now, dives into the pits.
Depending on the length of this pit stop, he'll be quite way behind Edwards. Ulrich will definitely pass him. There he goes. And then Herbst, our standout silver class driver. Heinz not too far behind him, only a 3-second gap.
Yeah, we've got Sean and William Wentworth also completing their stop. Currently battling it out here on track. P11 and 12, but Wentworth just they're closing down quickly on the back of Sean Rudolph there. Hopefully he can get the move sorted as quick as possible. Dives to the inside. Thinks about it. No, let's try the next one.
Donovan losing it completely
And
just before the last corners.
unfortunate there for him. Going off track there. We've got Alwyn coming out of the pits now in P31. He lost out a lot of positions there. Jason Randall also got his stop completed down back into P28 at the moment. But yeah, we've got Jonathan Cheslett, Donnie Steenkamp, Negrini. All of these guys decided to get those 2 pit stops out of the way and get out on track and push as hard as we can till the end now.
Mr. Randall still running 1 position better than his qualification position, so he is having a positive race.
Ulrich Quinn in the pits now. Let's see where he comes out compared to Dan Edwards, who's going to pass him.
Leon Swan just ran wide.
I think this is going to be a battle between the 2 Ulrichs again. Ulrich the Jager coming down the main straight. Oh, Ulrich Quinn is still in the pits, going for the long pit stop now. Having a very long pit here. Coming out, unfortunately, Ulrich the Jager already through the first corner.
Let's see what Van der Walt does. Van der Walt's on the main straight, chasing Ulrich into turn 1.
I think it's just a little bit big of a gap there, Marco.
Yes, no, I see it's a good gap, but he'll have a clear target ahead of him now. No back markers in between them.
Oh, but now we've got Jacobus van der Walt and Francois Heinz just behind him in P7, starting to catch him with Leon Swan. And yeah, those 3 are going to battle it out for P6.
I see another stranger here commentating, JT Schaefer. Some great racing and good commentary, guys. Well done.
Lucky Mr. JT.
We also have Mr. De Wet Breitenbach calling out for Mr. Koopster, climbing slowly. He is doing very consistently well here. And then Alto van der Walt might have a relation to Mr. van der Walt, saying go Caboose. So it's Caboose, it's Koopster, it's Jacobus, it's Mr. van der Walt. But all we know is car 777, the Army Green Mustang, moving his way slowly up the field.
I think Mr. JT there in the chat is definitely one of our aliens on the console side, also racing for Team SPR. So definitely, if anybody is looking to have some fun and some competitive racing, Team SPR is always welcoming to more drivers out there.
Yeah, I suspect Mr. JT went camping somewhere remote over the September-October school holidays and got abducted by aliens, and they installed an upgrade. So since October, he's been tremendously fast in the console league. So good on you, JT. We're looking forward to see you here on the PC leagues very soon. This is where it all gets down to who's the best of the best.
No, definitely, and definitely catching the Fanatec. He's starting to understand it.
Fanatec is a really good piece of equipment. I think the days of gear drives and belt drives in sim racing is in the past, and direct drives definitely brings that top extra 15% of fuel to just give you that hundreds of seconds that you need to run in pace with the fast guys. Fanatec being distributed by Simulator Cave and Edge Evolved as well, doing simulator equipment like Moza and Simagic. So yeah, I think the world of simulator equipment is definitely evolving, Jacques, and making the sport more and more competitive as more and more people get onto the top end equipment. The competitiveness is getting tighter and tighter.
Oh, we've got a nice battle here between Martin van Beek and Taylor Scott, but just contact between the two again.
Oh,
Martin having a night to remember tonight. few times that he's been losing out to some battles here on track. Oh, it's definitely bad luck for one of our own tonight.
Let me just see what happened on the instant replay on my side. Just missed it on the 15 seconds. I'll check on the 60 seconds now. He was sandwiched quite tightly between Rapid Recon Racing BMW and Ferrari. Very tight into turn 3. Oh, it's turn 3. What car was that made contact? Number 132.
Unfortunate for Van Beek, they're losing out once again, unfortunately. But getting back to you, Marco, talking about some of the sim equipment, I think direct drive and the new direct access drive wheels out there are definitely taking over the market. We've got a few awesome steering wheels and bases coming in across all the markets, from Moza to SimMagic, Fanatec, that actually come in with very competitive prices that actually make it more possible for all these people to start going to the direct drive route.
I've seen some good Black Friday specials on EG Evolved and Simulator Cave coming through already, and I think the pricing is getting more and more accessible as the years progress and the technology becomes more and more cheaper to produce in volume as the market is also growing. More and more units hitting the markets, and guys getting the opportunity to access proper sim racing on the highest level with proper equipment and proper platforms.
And definitely we still can't throw out the guys that are not running the direct drive wheels and that are still on the Thrustmaster T300s and G29s and 920s. Some of those guys are still performing just as well. Because at the end of the day, it still comes down to some talent as well, not all equipment.
So I see it's Tanny Alta van der Walt here. It's Jacobus' mom that's supporting him here on the comments. Nice to see mother supporting their son's PlayStation and computer games.
No, definitely. I think the times that we live in, Marco, this is almost being seen as a sport already. It's not just a normal game anymore.
Already being recognized as a sport through the International Olympic Committee, esports sim racing, the FIA classifying it as a division of motorsport. And I think the whole Jan Mardenbro story with Gran Turismo has shown a lot of people that there's progress to be made and podiums to be achieved in real racing cars if you can do well in the virtual world.
Yeah, definitely. Also have Max Verstappen there with his things as well, getting the sim races onto the real cars. So for all these drivers, at the end of the day, this is more like a sport. I mean, it's competitive. The feel of you driving a real car at the moment is in your head. It feels, you might be sitting in the lounge, but inside your head and heart, you're racing a real racing car.
Especially with the development of the VR accessibility as well. I don't know if you've had the privilege to play with VR yet. Some people don't like it because it's quite prone to vertigo or motion sickness if you subject to that. But VR brings the world around you to life completely. And then also you can go as far as all the celebrities has gone with full motion rigs to bring in some of the G-forces. Not at the scale of real race car, but definitely giving you that feel. It's as close as it gets to real racing, and I think the development is just going in a direction that's very exciting.
Definitely. I mean, if you go out on YouTube, you're going to have a look at the Sim Racing Expo they held in Germany the last, I think, month ago. You should. Oh, we've got another contact here between Tyler Scott and who was that? Donny Bosch. Unfortunate contact on that turn 1 again, Marco. That cursed
Yeah.
turn 1. It's just that braking zone. The guys just misjudge it by a few meters and it can put you in a very difficult position mid-corner there.
Car number 132 featuring quite a couple of times on the contact list here.
That's
Might be some
Mr. Tyler Scott.
investigations after the race. Yes.
Tyler Scott having a bit of a tough race tonight. I think he
This
might.
track does not lend itself to a lot of room. If you're in a position, if you're going to be aggressive to take a position ahead of you, you're going to have to be sure of your pace, because contact is 9 out of 10 times going to be certain.
Yeah, and definitely. I mean, with these drivers, with their setups as well, can change their brake pads, and you get different sets. Marco, you've got a set that actually gives you more stopping power, but wears out quickly, and the other one is a little bit less and lasts a little bit longer. So on this track, you've got all these high braking zones, and actually you could either way those brake pads if you don't choose the right ones at the start.
So there's a nice battle on track with Mr. Van den Heuvel and Wentworth. They're currently fighting out for P5, just behind Kobus Cabot Scoopster. Griffinson Racing livery is looking very dashy.
And Wentworth definitely a little bit quicker here through the corners, especially mid and exit. But there we've got Mr. Van der Heuvel definitely getting a better run entrance, but loses out on the exit of the corner again.
Running a tight line to defend.
Wentworth definitely putting some pressure here. Let's see if we can get the move complete.
If I were him, I'll just hold back to the main straight in turn 1. Stay as close as possible through these last 2 corners. Get good traction out of the last corner down the main straight. Make your pass into the braking zone.
These 2 last corners can be so difficult, Mark. You've got a bit of a camber on track. Also, they feel like they never stop turning right. And then you need to be on the power as quick as possible. So first you're turning left until nowhere, and then right to nowhere.
Full 180 degrees in rapid succession.
Exactly.
180 plus 180, doing a 360 in 2 corners.
Almost feels like you'll start in the same place again. Mr. Wentworth giving there Van der Heuvel a little bit of a flash there of the lights and say, come.
Struble just made a pass on Edwards on track.
Edwards went in for his final pit stop there.
Oh, he came out of the pits. Okay.
Edwards got all his pit stops completed. Struble coming out ahead of him again. Sean Rudolph currently running P6. Already did one of his stop. Same stop as Mr. Struble. Same pit stop time. No, unfortunately, Sean took a short stop on his first one.
Sean still has his long stop on tires to do. Well, it's only 24 minutes to go. We'll see if he changes tires.
I think some of these drivers are going to try and stick it out without the tire change, as it's not a compulsory tire change. I think they're going to struggle a little bit with traction, but maybe they're going to gain some time in the pits.
I think with the lower track temperature, even though it's a track with a lot of corners, that's usually quite harsh on the tires, the temperature might play in their favor to take that long stint with the tires all the way to the end.
I think that will be one of your best strategies, especially if you're losing some time. Mr. Wentworth and Van der Heuvel jumping into the pits at the same time, very close here. Whoever's going to have the fastest pit stop is going to have the undercut or the overcut on the other one now. So let's have a look.
This is turn 1.
Battle of the pit stops.
Renzo Scott causing some disruption in turn 1.
Having a little bit of a hard evening tonight, running in P35 at the moment. Goliatham as well with the Mercedes a little bit down tonight. Michael Hasenbroek also having a little tough night tonight. Definitely went a little bit better at Suzuka for him.
I see Koopster is currently running in P3. He does have Edwards behind him that's already completed his 2 mandatory pit stops.
Stop and go
Wentworth having
penalty there for Wentworth,
30
and he had a
seconds.
battle there with Van der Poel. Unfortunate for him there. Now he's going to lose a lot of time from these guys ahead. Probably going to come down back onto track around about P12 or P13 when he needs to go and serve that stop and go penalty. Maybe even further down, Marco.
That's definitely going to put him back about 45 seconds. So Jacobus van der Walt would have to put his focus onto Ulrich Koene, which is only 5 seconds behind at the moment. If he wants to take that P3, Ulrich running. Oh, sorry, it's 16 seconds to. No, it's 5 seconds to Ulrich, and Ulrich running 21 seconds behind Ulrich de Jager.
Yeah.
So,
Ulrich de Jager having a great race here tonight. But Ulrich de Jager already did his long stop. So that's going to be quite interesting. How fast is his pit stop going to be compared to Dan Edwards that made his long stop now? Wonder what the gap was before they went into the pits. I think this is going to be a close one, as we have Michael Berg
was quite a
with a
big
spin
gap.
in the chicanes there. Unfortunate for Michael Berg as well there. But I see we've got Leon Swan and Michael Berg had a bit of an incident. I wonder if there was a moment there between these two. Apologies there, Marco.
Rubel and Edwards. Rubel and Edwards had contact into turn 1.
Edwards on the side of the track here. Unfortunate
Edwards
there.
ran into the back of Strubel. It's not Strubel's mistake there. Hey.
Unfortunate, that's going to cost him a lot of time.
That will open the door for Ulrich. Now, most definitely. I think there was about a 12-second gap before Edwards took his pit stop.
If I was Ulrich now, I would jump into the pits here, Marco, get that pit stop done and dusted while I had a bit of a gap there. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the eyes we have at the moment.
He's got half a track length on Edwards at the moment. So it depends on the length of his stop. He already did a 33-second stop, so he'll only have a splash and dash. So he can probably come out in 15 seconds. So 45 seconds total pit loss time. He could definitely come out well ahead of Edwards, because Edwards is trailing him by 1 minute 7 seconds.
That's it. That you will be smiling all the way to the finish line if he gets this B1 snatched away from Edwards tonight.
Even Ulrich with his 22 seconds behind Ulrich de Jager would bring him to contention. So we definitely need to keep an eye on Ulrich Koene's pit stop, as his exit projection at the moment is just in line with Edwards crossing the line.
Yeah, and maybe Kobus van der Walt can get a podium here tonight. All dependent, he needs to start pushing a little bit harder to catch his teammate, and maybe they can work together, get the slipstream, get the speed, and maybe they can get ahead. Or they teammates, Marco, they just run the same livery? That's one question that we must ask the guys there in the chat.
I see some comment here from Alchemy asking where Francois Haynes is at the moment. Just scroll through the list here.
Francois Haynes running in P27 at the moment. He's got Alwood. No, Francois Haynes having a comfortable, but he's got his pit stop completed. That's why he came down the order a little bit here.
So he'll definitely gain some positions. He's currently running P6 in his class, which is not a bad result.
Dan Edwards needed to go in for another pit stop. He's just coming out of the pits now. What a bad luck and horrible race he's having now on the second part, with 18 minutes to go, and he had to do an extra pit stop, already a minute down from those top 3 guys there. That definitely puts Jacobus van der Walt in a position here to get a podium tonight. So we've got Jacobus van der Walt and Ulrich Koene in the pits now, getting their pit stop sorted. So we'll see where they come out, but most definitely Dan Edwards down in P16 is not going to be able to catch them.
Yeah, I think Koopster's done well to secure himself a podium here tonight.
Jacobus having a quick stop here. Coming side by side here with Ulrich Quinner out of the pits. What an excellent pit stop from both these guys. That gap was 5 seconds before the pit. When they come out of the pits, they're on each other. So
Oh, contact with Scott again. Okay, then Scott and Jacobus.
we've got Robert Stolz into P3. Caden Scott running P2. Caden Scott still needs to make his... Yes, Marco, the field got mixed up quite quickly here. Got drivers that actually came in here to contention for podium positions. Jacobus lost out there due to that contact, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, it was
corner.
unfortunate first corner entry with him coming out of the pits. There should have been a bit more air of caution exiting the pits to keep the racing line clear for the cars coming in at pace.
Yeah.
But Caden still having to do his pit stop, which will put Van der Walt back in P4. So Van der Walt should now just focus on Stolz.
Stolz also needs to make his pit stop still. So we've got Caden Scott and Robert Stolz that still need to make a stop. And that will definitely push him back into that P3 position. Unfortunately,
Mr. De Wet, don't stress too much. I think Van der Walt still has his net P3 at the moment, running comfortably ahead of Mr. Edwards.
Definitely a little bit more battles out on track tonight, Marco. Not that much gaps forming like Suzuka and those tracks. I mean, we've got a four-way battle here for P11. We've got Donovan ahead, followed by Niels Struble, Leon Swan, and then Sean Rudolph. And not too far behind, Donnie Steenkamp and Dan Edwards are closing in on them. So we're looking at a big battle here for P11.
That will be interesting to keep an eye on.
Martin van Wyk in the Datsun made it back up into P10 already. Not too far behind Rick Thomas and Donny Bosch at the moment, trying to chase them down. As you were going to say, Marco, sorry for that one there.
100%.
Sure, we've got
so much action here. It's difficult to cover it all.
We've got Swan did a move there on Donovan, got the position taken away. Not much Donovan can do to defend there. I mean, you've got 4 cars battling it out. Go left, you lose the position. Go right, you lose a position. So makes it hard to when you start defending to 2 or 3 cars, eh?
Leon and Donovan is fighting for P2 on the podium for the silver class. So a lot to fight for between them.
Sean Rudolph gonna try to take the position.
Yeah, the gold class guys should just be let through so they can focus on their little battle within their own class. There's Mr. Struble off track as well. Lots of action here in the midfield right now.
I mean, not always to say that the guy must just give up a position marker. Oh, we've got Jacobus having a bit of a oversteer moment as I jump to him. What a great save from him in the Mustang there. Just maybe overcooking that corner. Like I said, these corners that never end the turning, you can lose the rear so easily there.
He can just calm his nerves there. If Danny Alta can knock him on the shoulder and tell him to just chill, his P3 is in the bag.
Unfortunately, we've got Vic Herbers that got past him, Marco. So currently running in a net P4 at the moment, with Herbers also completing his stops.
But the Herbst is in silver class, so the gold class podium is still in the hands of Van der Walt.
Great for having the results there by your side, Marco. Helping me out a lot.
Herbst running a very good race as a silver class driver between these gold boys. Definitely a contender to finish on top at the silver class.
Sean Rudolph got the position complete on Donovan. Struble going for an inside lunge maybe. Donovan closes the door. Now we've got Donnie Steenkamp and Dan Edwards all down on these guys. Donovan making a little bit of a train here. Definitely bottlenecking a little bit But Don not doing bad, running up in P13 at the moment.
Just went to the results quickly, and I see that Vic Herbst finished 3rd place in Silverstone's, 1st place in Suzuka. I'm currently running a big gap here for P1 on the Hungaroring. That would definitely place him top of the points table after this race, bar any incidents that might be reviewed after the race.
Struble trying to get past here on Donovan because Donny Steenkamp is pressurizing that Ferrari a little bit from the back, getting an inside line here on Struble. Then Edward is going to try and follow. Donny got the inside line. Oh, Sean, he'll have to back off a little bit there, otherwise he would have run in the back there. Great reactions there from him.
We've got another Van der Walt here in the chat, Jackie Van der Walt saying, Hun and Papi to Kabous Koopster there. I think
Definitely.
the whole family is on the edge of their seats.
Oh, we've got Jacobus taking back the position there from Vic, just missed it on the stream. So Jacobus back into a net P3 on track, not just in the gold standings. All dependent when Caden Scott and Scholes will go in for those stops.
Ulrich de Jager also running a long stint here at the end. Still has his one stop to do, but he's got a comfortable 55-second lead to Caden Scott that still has to pit. So he's got a 68-second lead to Ulrich Koene. So I think P1 for Ulrich de Jager is secured. He can stay on average pace for the rest of the race.
And a little bit down the field here, we've got Kevin Packer also trying to catch Negrini in front of him and not too far behind as William Wentworth. So even down here for the top 20, for the last 20th or 19th position here, the guys are battling it out, trying to get those moves and overtakes done just for that little bit of extra points. One position can make, with those extra points, can make a big difference in the championship.
Also points for the fastest lap, and Edwards taking that at the moment. Hey, Mr. J. Randall has smashed the fastest through the speed trap record by 2 kilometers an hour. He's running 256 kilometers an hour, and that Lexus of his obviously getting very good traction out of the final corner. Good torque on that Lexus with a V8, naturally aspirated.
We've got Sean Rudolph taking another position there from Robert Stolz that jumped into the pits. So that puts Sean Rudolph back into the top 10, Leon Swan 9th, and Martin van Dijk back into P8.
Martin doing a very good recovery drive after all the incidents he's had. He's one position up from where he started on the grid, so he's having a net positive at the moment. Okay, so Jackie says go number 777 van Papa's number 1 supporter. So that's the kids. So we've got 3 generations at least from the Van der Walts here supporting Jacobus Koopster Kabous in car 777.
Ah, well, good to have all of them here supporting us, having a look at the stream.
Family friendly sport and family friendly commentary brought to you by Mr. Jacques Eva
and Marco Button. Oh, well, we've got Struble still fighting it out. Marco, we've got some big battles here down. Michael Bergster starting to gain on Struble. Dan Edwards in the mix here. Don Steenkamp, Robert Stolz. Sean Rudolph tried to, he's pulled away from this, but this battle here for the last positions for P11 is just amazing how the guys are fighting it out.
Definitely a good rivalry building up between Leon Swan and Vic Herbst in the silver division. Mr. Ulrich de Jager, I think he's going to have a good recovery on the points table with the result from tonight's race. We just need to keep an eye on Mr. Caden Scott when he jumps into the pit from Crazy Rabbits Racing.
Yeah, definitely.
I wonder
yes,
what
yes.
wheel he's using, Mr. Caden Scott.
I wonder. By any chance, maybe a Fanatec?
Yeah, maybe. Definitely got an MSI graphics card, a motherboard or something.
I think Ulrich de Jager is going to smile tonight as he had a horrible race last week on Suzuka, adding a few contacts there in the midfield after his pit stops coming out, contact, and fell down and actually could fight his way up a little bit last week, but losing out there on a podium position. On track now, I think he's still got the podium in gold. But yeah, let's hope he can secure this one, as we've seen with Dan Edwards as well. Everything goes well, and the next moment when you wipe your eyes out, you're looking at the wall.
Edward Stolz, Trubel and Steenkamp all still fighting.
As soon as these cars get some dirty air into the battles, you can't just pull the gas like you did at the start. Just showing you that clean air helps you out a lot there, Marco.
Yeah, so the clean air also pulls you into the braking zone, and that contact from the rear in the hard braking zones of the second last and last corner as well as the first corner, definitely something to look out for when you're in the slipstream.
Yeah, well, it definitely, and I think after this hour and something race that we're at now as well, the fatigue curve coming through to your arms. I mean, this track is turning left, turning right, turning left, turning right, hitting those curves, controlling the slides. You're doing your trail braking. You start to get tired. You can definitely have a look at some of these drivers from their lap times, starting lap times to now. They are running a little bit slower, but that's where the practice and everything comes in. We've got
Caden
Caden
Scott
Scott.
just tucked into the pit.
Let's
So
see
let's
where he
see,
comes out.
Van der Walt will definitely be able to make the pass. He's just coming around the third last corner. We also have Divan Degenaar here,
Dieter.
rooting for
Well, no.
Caboose.
Oh, sorry.
On the comments. So if we had a vote from the viewers for driver of the day, I think Caboose Koopster would definitely winning that vote.
Caden Scott's still in the pit. Jacobus coming down the main straight now. Caden, he's definitely going to lose out here, but is Dieter van der Heever he's also going to gain that position, and then we also have Vic Herbskert going to gain that position. Rick Thomas coming down now as well. Caden Scott on the exit of the pits. Rick Thomas coming down with big speed.
Three cars chasing him into turn one.
Just too far behind to actually get back to Caden Scott there, but Jacobus van der Walt having a magnificent drive here, pulling up, but he's got Dieter van der Heever not too far behind him now. That's going to try to chase him down for that last podium spot there. Martin back into the pits, unfortunately. Is this his third stop? His second stop. Martin doing his second stop now, coming out of pit lane. Very quick stop there from him. Or was that his long stop there?
Stop. It's his third stop.
Unfortunate.
I think he had a damage repair stop earlier. Well, this is a damage repair stop because he already completed his pit strategy before the stop. Maybe his tires started wearing off. 5 minutes to go.
We also have Strubel still fighting it out here with Robert Stolz behind him. Michael Berg also joined this battle here for P12 now. Dan Edwards came past, just going around a lap guard, Jason Randall there. Oh, sorry there, Marco, I got lost on track for a bit there. Trying to catch Donnie Steenkamp ahead of him. Donnie still chasing down Leon Swan. Leon just a little bit far ahead here at the moment. Sean Riddle.
Quite a bit of position battle still in the race here, even in the final moments. So these guys have put everything in all the way to the end. 80 minutes on the steering wheels with that feedback. Ulrich just tucking into pit to his final pit stop with a comfortable 1 minute 9 second gap to Ulrich Koerner. So I think the positions are quite set at the moment for the podiums. We've got Ulrich de Jager, Ulrich Kone, and Jacobus van der Walt topping the podium for the gold class, and then Vic Herbst, Leon Swan, and Jacques Kriel covering the silver class podium.
Yeah, but even further down the field, Marco, we've got Alwyn Premier trying to catch Francois Haynes on the last few laps here. The battles are crazy close. I mean, Hungary has definitely proved to us that this track is built for racing. We've got Michael Hasenbroek trying to make a position here on John Liebenberg. But John just made a nice defensive move there. Yeah, we've got so many battles out on track now.
That livery on Mr. Prim's McLaren, the gold and black. JP Motorsport, very, very nice livery on that McLaren. Going down to the wire.
Michael Berg, yeah, also gaining on Robert Stolz and Niels Strubel, yeah. They catching Jason Randall in a lap car, yeah, as well. Niels Strubel got around, definitely going to breathe a little bit now with Robert Stolz and Michael Berg falling a little bit behind now. Michael Berg is definitely going to try to get past this lap car as quick as possible so that he can go out to catch Robert before the end. I mean, we've got 1 minute 50 seconds left. I think it's going to be one more lap, so, and then we're on the final lap.
Jump to Jacobus. He's got Dieter van der Nevel on his back here for the final laps. See if he can defend that P3.
We'll definitely have a bit of a look here on the rear wing to see where that Ferrari is gaining the time. Is it corner entrance, corner exit, mid corner? Definitely a little bit quicker here in the corner entrance, mid corner. Whoever's struggling to get on the power here with that Mustang. We've got a late brake move, just closing that gap a little bit more. Whoever's is definitely going to need to defend here.
Tire deficits would also play a role here, as everyone's been on their own strategies. We don't exactly know the age of the tires of each driver. So Van der Walt having to put everything in to defend this P3 here. If he knows the amount of fans that's behind him. There's even Shaylin Williams also rooting for car 777.
Quivers jumps there to the inside, getting the defensive line closed there. But yeah, Dieter definitely putting up a fight here. They all want to stand on the podium tonight, Marco. But only there's space only for 3 of them, as we have Ulrich de Jager going on to the final lap now as well. He's going to be Ulrich de Jager coming in through sector 3 at the moment. Let's focus on this battle. Quickly see what happens if Dieter goes for a move into turn 1, just a little bit far behind there. Van der Walt doing good there to get the run out of the final corner there.
I'm sure the race director would have called final lap already.
It is, we're on final lap, yes. Ulrich de Jager coming through the final set of corners at the moment. Jacob is doing a great job at the moment to keep Dieter behind.
He's done with sector 1, he's got 2 sectors to go for his first podium position. Edwards has taken the position over Steenkamp. Steenkamp having a yellow flag flash there, just been off track quickly. So the battle's not stopping all the way to the end.
We're on Ulrich de Jager as he comes around the final corner quick. Down to the main straight, over the line, and what a P1 win there for Ulrich de Jager. Great job for him there.
Excellent result for Ulrich.
Coming down there to Jacobus van der Walt, that so close battle on track at the moment. Ulrich Kone a little bit far behind. We've got Dieter just gaining that extra little bit, but Jacobus closing the door and just giving him no space to get that overtake done.
Three corners for Jacobus.
These lap cars ahead is definitely going to mix up the things. We've got Dieter trying to go to the outside. Jacobus taking the inside line and running a little bit wide, opening the door.
He's got the racing styles rookie ahead of him.
Definitely.
Putting in a curveball here into the last corner. I'm sure the nerves in that Mustang must be tremendous, and he's made it through the last corner just ahead. See if that Ferrari doesn't have the pull on the Mustang out of last corner, and well done.
What a race there for them. And so we've got Jacobus coming there into P3 with a big battle at the end. Van der Eervel flashing the lights and say, thank you for that awesome battle. Herbst in fifth,
Very, very well done.
Caden
This
Scott
was
in
a
sixth,
tremendously entertaining race.
Thomas in seventh, Sean Rudolph coming in at P8. We've got Leon Swan bringing it home in P9. Not too far behind Dan Edwards, unfortunate there for him bringing the car back in P10. Donnie Steenkamp and Strubel also fighting it out to the line at the end. Donnie 11, Strubel 12. Robert Stolz in P13. Jonathan Cheslet bringing it home in P14. Martin van Wyk having a tough night once again in that Godzilla, coming home in P15. William Wentworth P16. Kevin Packery P17. Michael Berg
Zachary had
P18.
a mega drive, gaining 18 positions on track.
And Volley Negrini P19 and Francois Bueta P20. That's all top 20 there for you guys. Mark, you mind taking from 21 quickly?
21, we've got Franco Heinz, Prim. Just trying to see this results. Let me just jump to the replay quickly so that I can see the proper results. The final classifications.
I've got them, yeah. So P21, we've got Jock Creel. 22, we've got Donovan. 23, Tyler Scott. 24, Lucas Joubert. 25, Roland Stein. 26 was Francois Heinz. Alwyn Prim bringing it home at P27. Jason Randall having a very consistent race, keeping it P28. Donnie Bosch P29. Michael Hasenbroek P31. Rian Potgieter 32. 33rd was Jeremiah Valitham. And there I lost the last one.
Green light. Go, go, go.
So, Marco, what a
West
race
Erwin was 34 and Renzo Scott in last place.
I think what a race these guys had. I think they had battles out on track until the last lap. Hungary just definitely gave us the battles tonight.
It's been one hell of a race, Jacques. I think a big shout out to Van der Walt, voted driver of the day here by the fans watching the stream. Also a shout out to Van der Eervel Dieter that came up 18 positions from his start on the grid. Some very good racing all the way to the end. Nobody accepting their position at face value, fighting for a better position up to the very, very last second.
Yeah, it was a battle of the ages. Definitely nobody wanted to give up. Nobody accepted. Look, let's settle in. Everybody brought it to the end of the line. It definitely was a little bit of a stressful lap for Jacobus there at the end, but he stuck it out. Ulrich de Jager had a magnificent drive, just keeping it clean, keeping the clean air, getting that win tonight. And then on our second place, Ulrich as well, just stayed out of trouble, did his job, and brought home that P2.
Night, Jacques. It's been exhausting and exciting all at the same time.
But Marco, I must say thank you to you. I say thank you to all our fans and our supporters there in the chat. Thanks to all our sponsors that made all this possible. And yeah, have a good night, and we see you all next week. Enjoy.
Thank you, guys.